So,
Okay, I'll go like this. So,
so if it's okay, I'll just, for sake of the recording, we'll just kind of summarize everything that we knew. So, kind of way back when we first met, you had a lung cancer that was not something that you would be able to get through a surgery for.
Right.
So we did kind of the standard of care approach, which was chemo and radiation, and you actually did really well with that.
Yeah, till the COVID hit me.
Exactly, and then we also put you on that medicine called durvalumab, the immune therapy, and we got you through about a year of that, which was the biggest addition to the treatment of cancer of the lung, and you had done pretty well with that, and through multiple scans, we didn't really see much in recurrence.
Change in that, yeah.
But you're right. You ended up having problems with COVID not once but twice, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. And that kind of really set us back, and it kind of prevented us from, giving you the last couple treatments of immune therapy.
Right.
And then last time I had seen you back in April, you were still struggling to kind of recover from everything you had been through. So, just tell me a little bit about how things have been going for you.
I'm on the antibiotic, the Trelegy, and my inhaler, my albuterol. I have been doing really well.
Okay.
I mean, my oxygen levels, they were kind of low in here because I only had my oxygen set on 1.
Okay.
But they've been staying like at 90, 97, 99.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I have had maybe just a couple of times I've overdid it out in the yard.
Gotcha.
I got out in the heat and overdid it, but my oxygen levels popped right back up again.
Okay.
But I'm by myself now, know, and I've been taking care of myself. I've been able to keep my house halfway, you know what I mean, do my dishes, cook my food. She's taking me grocery shopping.
Okay.
I get out, and I was out weed whacking yesterday,
my
favorite thing.
Okay.
So I've been doing really well, I've been trying to keep busy and...
Okay.
Trying not to overdo it.
Try not to overdo it, okay.
Well,
Gotcha.
But I will say, my energy, it's limited how long I can do stuff, but, one bite at a time, that's how you eat an elephant. So,
Okay.
And
you're in a wheelchair today, but that's just, if you had to walk up here.
And carry that off.
Okay.
See, and that's another thing. Dr. Wells has been trying to get me that Inogen.
Oh, the concentrator?
Yes.
So
and I don't know what's going on with that. The first time he submitted on my COVID diagnosis, but it had been 6 months since I had the COVID, so they wouldn't let me have it.
Oh, shoot.
So then he was going to resubmit it with the COPD and the cancer.
Okay.
Chronic,
We haven't heard anything.
I haven't heard
I
yet.
haven't heard anything. And I would sure like to because, I love to get outside.
Yeah.
And do
And I have to either take this thing or I put one of the long oxygen
cords.
things, stick it on there, go out in the yard,
Okay.
work to the end of my,
hard. Yeah.
I've invented ways to do stuff and
Okay.
it's difficult, but I just think one of those would just be so much easier because I can't stand to just sit around, you know what I mean?
Right.
Sure.
Which isn't good for me.
Okay.
I think too much, you know what I mean?
Well, that actually sounds much better than the last time I had seen you.
Oh, yeah.
And it sounds like had we not been, snooping around for these spots, we probably wouldn't have found them
Thank
because
God.
it was
You know
causing you
what?
problems.
Yeah.
I thank God because you know what? It don't hurt. It's, you don't have to cut into me to look for stuff.
Yep.
I think about how much those CAT scans and PET scans and stuff, the misery they've saved
Yeah. Okay.
people,
Well, so I think, kind of from a next step perspective. So when we look at lung cancer of this type, they're usually either adenocarcinoma or squamous cell carcinoma, and you have the squamous cell variety, which really reduces how many options we have for treatments.
Right.
But I think we have some opportunities to look into some things for you.
Okay.
So we're kind of at a 30,000-foot view as far as figuring out how we're going to take care of this,
Right.
which I think is okay because these 2 spots are small.
Yes.
They're not causing
We
any
get to
symptoms,
them early, so.
and we could try our best to make a personalized plan for you. So, first of all, you've not had any imaging of your brain recently, as best as I can tell.
No.
Okay, and it doesn't sound like you have any spots in your brain, but if you got a couple spots here, there's a possibility there could be a spot in the brain.
Yeah.
And we definitely want to catch that before it causes any problems. So we would recommend getting an MRI of your brain.
Okay.
And if that looks okay, which I suspect it should,
Yeah,
then we
Best
kind
safety
of have 2 options, kind of 3 options as far as what we can do about the known spots.
Uh-huh.
So one option would be that we can have you meet with Dr. Mir Moran, and if it's safe and there's not a lot of overlap of areas that he's already treated,
Right.
maybe he can treat these 2 spots of cancer.
Well, I would have none on the right side, you know.
Right.
because
Correct.
All my was there.
Yep.
And this one here, it's on the diaphragm.
Correct.
This
On the
Yeah.
left
So
side.
and so hopefully then that would be an option.
Right.
And so he could treat those 2 spots, and then we say, that's good. Let's watch it and see how long you get before new spots develop.
Mm-hmm.
The other option would be if Dr. Mirran doesn't think he could do that safely, or he doesn't think it would help you, then we're looking at giving you something through the vein again.
Uh-huh.
We could put you back on immune therapy. And see if that does okay. We stopped it because of everything that was going on with your lungs, but I think you tolerated it okay before, and there's a chance you could tolerate it okay again. So that's an option. Or we could put you on chemotherapy, which will be probably a little bit more difficult to tolerate. We would select drugs that were different from the ones that you received previously, and we could look at maybe seeing if the insurance company will allow us to give immune therapy at the same time. So, and then obviously the 4th option, which I only bring up because I like to bring up all options.
Right.
Not that I think it's the best option for you, but would be for us not to do anything. These spots are not causing you problems. It could be a long time before they cause you problems, and some people just are not interested in doing treatments about things, and so we would just watch these, and if they cause you problems, we cross that bridge.
Yeah, but by the time they cause a problem, it might be too late to do
big
anything.
of a problem.
I'd rather nip it, try and nip it in the bud. You know what I mean?
That was my impression, and that was kind of what I thought you would say, but I don't want to be presumptive.
Right.
And I definitely don't want to force anybody down a pathway.
No.
The way I like to practice is, I hope you've picked up on
you
is.
gave me some, all these options.
Yeah.
It's my, she said in the
long run, it's your
my choice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to do. What.
Okay, so we'll plan on doing. You want to get after this, and I agree with that. So we'll put a plan together for that.
Yeah. That one back here, is surgery an option for that?
My guess is surgery. We could technically cut that spot out, but then we're still left with this spot here.
Right.
And that's why I think radiation is thought to be just as good as surgery.
I tolerated radiation really well, aside from a little, my hair got thinner in the back.
Yeah, and that probably wasn't even the radiation's fault. That was the medicines I was giving you fault.
Yeah.
So,
other than that, I tolerated the radiation really well.
Okay. All right.
Well, now, would it be a radiation and chemo at the same time?
I would not.
Or,
in this circumstance, it probably would just be.
I know last time she did.
Well, I had that huge tumor too.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep. So
is that thing just kind of staying the way? Or?
Yeah, there's really no major issues with that at all. So
yeah. Wouldn't it be nice if you just go in there and just suck it?
Yeah. Well,
we were talking about that. Just take a syringe and just suck that cancer right out of there.
So they actually do something like that. Actually, they don't. They put a needle in it, and then they will either freeze it or microwave it from there. And I've had that arranged for some patients before, but. With your lung disease, we don't want to drop your lung, because that would be a big problem.
They're talking about.
Yeah, so they have something like that. So
I see.
Okay.
I guess
never even knew that.
I know, right? We thought we were funny. We thought we were.
You're being facetious, huh?
Yes, we thought we were.
Hey,
yes.
Okay. See, the great thing is I have no pain. You know what I mean?
That's huge.
And that, if I was in pain, I'm sure it'd be a whole different story.
Yep.
Right.
But I can have a good attitude. It's easier for me to. But I'm not. You know what? why am I more afraid of COVID than I am of the cancer?
Well, I don't blame you there, especially with your track record.
COVID, huh?
I had the COVID. I'm not sure if you had heard or not.
Yeah,
but
We did, yeah, because our last
Have you been
appointment.
vaccinated?
I had been, yeah.
Isn't
so
that something?
yeah, so we, I obviously worked with the health department through contact tracing and stuff like
Oh,
that.
yeah, but
so,
boy, it'd be hard for
So-
you, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because you've got a lot of patients.
people.
Oh yeah. Well, fortunately, what they consider a high risk contact is being within 6 feet of a person without
Right.
a mask.
Right.
And the only time I had done that in the 2 weeks beforehand was at the dentist. And so they thought that
Oh.
maybe that's a place.
Not
But
something.
I'd also traveled to Branson, Missouri, which is a high risk area too. But
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was always wearing masks down there when I was down with my
Right.
family. So
My brother just got back from down there.
Yeah.
About a month ago.
Right.
well, that's when I would have been down there. So hopefully he didn't.
No, he's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, my symptoms were, I would say, mild, but I
Thank
just want to be
God.
cautious.
Still doesn't.
But
Yeah.
Diana, her son-in-law, the police officer down there in Pensacola,
Florida.
he is not doing really great.
No, that's too bad.
He's
No.
having no energy, and he was always really healthy.
Oh,
and
sure.
buff,
Oh
working
yeah,
out.
works
Yep.
out and
And
stuff.
now
Like,
he can't even go to the gym.
Oh wow.
So I think they're gonna, they're gonna try some testosterone therapy
Oh,
or something for
interesting.
him.
Yeah.
right. 'Cause he's only in his 30s.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Early 30s,
Yeah.
and
So I lucked out. It was weird. I didn't lose my taste or smell
No, me either.
to start with, but I kind of lost my smell, a little bit of taste now, which is kind of reverse.
and my sister Jenna, she had
She was on news again the other day.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
because she still has. She had COVID last year. Was it last year? End of last year or something. And to this day, she still doesn't have her taste
Oh,
or
man. Yeah.
they've got a name for it. I can't pronounce.
Crosnia.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
She
mine's subtle.
Can't eat.
The only thing I can't really pick up on is if our baby's got a poopy diaper.
Aw.
that is not a bad
That's not a bad
I know.
thing, though.
Well, my wife thinks I'm just trying
That
to.
baby.
My wife. Oh, he's actually brought my phone in. He's a giant. He's
Oh my
gosh.
you showed me last
He's
time.
30 pounds.
Oh my
and
God.
it give us a good chance
Okay.
of response there.
Right.
I'm going to talk with Dr. Mir Moran about radiation options, and then we'll plan on seeing you back in clinic here in a week or two to try and solidify what the plan's going to look like.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's really the most important thing about this appointment was just to hear that you're, other than being tethered to an oxygen machine, you're
Yeah.
kind of, back at your.
And I'm doing
busy
my
lifestyle.
going down, doing my basement, doing my own lawn. As long as I,
Yeah.
being careful.
Okay, that's
I can
remarkable.
take care of myself.
Well, good.
But boy, I'm lonely.